All right, let's see if I can help you understand the simple model that distinguishes two views of the importance of tariffs for the American Industrial Revolution. On the one hand, we have Bils and Harley, who argued in articles in 1984 and 1992 that the emergence of textile manufacturing in the United States depended upon having tariffs. And the opposing view of Temin in 1984 and DIrwin, no relation, and Temin in 2001 saying, no, you're full of it. They didn't need tariffs. Anyhow, in order to understand what's going on, we need to understand where the real world is supposedly being modeled. And that is this dot and this dot. These two dots represent quantities supplied, quantities demanded in 1835. I've only indicated here the quantity supplied because quantity demanded is not really part of the story here. This is not about losses and gains to consumers. This is about the question, what if there hadn't been a tariff? Two different answers to the question of what would have happened without a tariff. Without a tariff, certainly the price of the textiles would have decreased. And they're not arguing about how much it would have decreased. They're not arguing about how big the tariff was. In both cases, they've got a supply curve that's got the expected upward slope, so a decrease in price is going to reduce quantity supply. There'll be less produced when the price is lower. But notice the two different stories. Bils and Harley are saying that your supply curve is very flat. The technical term is highly elastic, representing the idea that there's all sorts of things that the resources in the Northeast could have been used for if they weren't used, in textiles, for example. And as a result, if the price had fallen, then, in their view, the quantity supplied would have dropped all the way back to here. And their point is that there might have been very close to no textile production without the tariffs that pushed the price up above the price that the British could have been able to send it across the Atlantic to provide the American market with the goods. In contrast, this supply curve, TI, that stands for Temin and DIrwin, and all we are saying is that if the tariff had been eliminated, then the reduction in production would have just been along this supply curve. And they're saying, yeah, there would have been somewhat less production, a decrease of production like that much. As we've modeled it, maybe that's losing a fifth or a quarter of production. But that's just a world of difference from the Bils Harley position, saying that in the absence of tariffs, even as late as 1835, when the industry's been going for 20 or 30 years, no, 28, I think, if you think of Samuel Slater. There you go. Without the tariffs, you've just got a tiny textile sector. And the usual story is that textiles were pretty close to half, maybe, of northeastern, of Massachusetts textiles. So potentially, if you buy the Bils and Harley story, tariffs are critical to the American Industrial Revolution, just like they were, they would say, in South Korea, in Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, and other 20th century successes based upon the government's policies promoting a good sort of development. Okay, I hope that's helpful. If not, don't worry, it's certainly optional. That's it for now. Goodbye, good health, and we'll see you before long.